now. I got my KP, baby! All right, I'm about to teach you guys some crazy dome tactics. So the key to throwing Gibraltar domes, especially in Pred rank, is you want to give your team, like, depending on where you throw your bubble, like depending on what building you're fighting in, what open space, you want to, if you're fighting an enemy Gibraltar bubble, you want to use your bubble after theirs, not before. So that way you can force them to play your bubble. There's so many different things you can play or do with Gibraltar at the higher tiers that I'm going to try to break down and show you guys as the opportunities like show themselves. But like, for instance, like if I was pushing this floor right here, I would throw my dome like about right here. So that way it covers just the front part of the door, but it doesn't give the people a, like, it doesn't give these people, like if I throw the dome right here at the door, for instance, right, it'll cover all this extra space on the outside, and it'll essentially give them protection and it would give them protection and us protection, but kind of sharing the bubble 50-50.
Are they in broken?
Where if you throw it and you place it correctly, like if somebody's on this door, I could throw my dome right here, and it will cover just enough of this door so I can kick it, but they have, in order to hold it, they have to be inside the dome, so their teammates can't shoot us outside the dome, if that makes sense. Like they'll have to go inside the dome in order to shoot us, but it's such a tight space where it's like you're always trying to minimize the amount of space that they have and give yourself like just enough to do damage on them.
The Wraith is right here.
This Wraith is one. Are you good up there, Nuka?
I'm with him.
I hit him sick. So when I threw the dome on the steps, I'm essentially placing it, like the reason why I place it on the steps that way is I can peek the top of the steps, but that player would have to fight me on top of the steps so I can peek around the corner safely, which is exactly what I did. Like if he wanted to fight me, he would have to fight directly in the middle. Like he would have to put himself essentially in a very open and dangerous spot. And that's the point of using Gibraltar bubbles, is like giving yourself the most of the bubble while giving them the least is the purpose of using the bubble.
Yeah.
They're in here. Crack one white.
I gotta pop a battery. I'm
gonna crack Gideon on white. They bubbled up.
Yeah, I can't
ball. I'm about that ball.
Double white. Wraith and Gib.
She face back.
Alright, they bub down, phase down.
Bubbing hound.
I'm applying pressure. That there, Gibble?
They are nervous.
They're on height.
80 on the octane height.
We're going right height. No, we can just push inside if you want.
Alright, so you see what I'm doing with my dome right here?
I'm taking height. I'm gonna go through the back.
So we're throwing my dome in the corner. So we have this little corner space, but they don't have that space.
Give me one. Both sides.
So they don't have that much space on their side, and we're able to walk in. So when I threw my dome exactly where I threw it, right? So when I threw my dome right here, you see how it covered just enough space right here, where if we were able to walk outside our dome, what do? We can basically shoot them for free if they hide in the back.
He's running at him 30 perp. He's running. Backfired up there. I'm here.
22 flash. Knocked him. Swinging on the left here. Oh.
Other two on me.
Okay, we gotta go help him out. No dome, 20 seconds. Get on the spot.
I cube bridge. I'm pushing up.
Going 15. I'm gonna throw narc. I'm gonna stick him.
Cracked him. He's one. Nice.
70 crack. 50 flash.
So the reason why I throw the bubble exactly where I threw it is if I throw it at the door, it's too close, right? So he can easily outplay that. But if I throw my bubble on the stairs, I'm initiating the chow, which is like right here. So as soon as I threw it right here, it put a bubble right here, so I was able to walk in the steps. So like if he decides to play this, it's
There's a
like
team right there.
it's kind of allowing me to get a little bit of space and be really aggressive. It is
I have
definitely an
gold
early
help for you.
bubble, but it stopped me from
Dang,
taking like
there
an
you go.
extra like 50 damage or 60 damage because he hit all the bubble, right? But he stayed and challenged that. So because he challenged that and he hit all the bubble, he put himself in a bad spot, which allowed me to play my bubble and then kill him. In front of us.
So there.
I'm just gonna break the door. I'm gonna break the door. I need.
I hit 121 blue.
Break the trap. I'm gonna bubble right here.
One quick caustic. Yeah.
63.
I knocked
I'm
one.
swinging.
Almost one clipped another. There's another team behind them. We cannot get
Knocked
out.
one.
I'm batting, I'm batting.
We cannot get out. There's a team in control room. Remaining.
I'm gonna throw a nade on his feet here.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
He's dead.
Other teams are here.
I see it. Blue. So,
Crack one.
they help blue.
Good job, bro.
75 on the Bloodhound.
Some Valk.
I almost
45
knocked
purple
him.
one. I'm down to push these kids too. They have blues.
Gold R9.
I'm taking it. I basically have a gold R9, but this one shoots out the other gun, those type of bullets.
Does it? Is it that one?
Yeah.
Behind us. Dumbing us.
26.
99. What is with the Pathfinder? Use me. Oh my god, that's crazy. No, I was gonna say like as far as like when to use your dome and stuff, and I was using my dome efficiently right there. Like the reason why I placed my dome on the stairs on like enough for us to get inside the door, right? So I placed that dome enough for us to get inside the door, and I'm able to peek, or they pushed the dome, which is exactly what they had to do, but like we were able to get inside away from all the caustic traps as well. So we're putting so much pressure on them and getting free damage while playing our bubble for that like 10-second period, right? So like you don't want to throw your bubble directly in the middle because one, you're throwing it on the traps. Two, you're giving them your bubble where you're making this even playing field of like you're giving them a bubble as well. Like you're letting them play your bubble the same way that you're going to play it versus like if you play it and give yourself all of like the majority of the space. Like you really only need a portion of the bubble to outplay somebody. You don't need the full thing. And I think that's what a lot of people don't need to, a lot of people don't understand is they just chuck it in the middle because they want to use the full dome, but you don't use it. You don't use all of it. You want to use a small little portion and you want to isolate the fight, which is why we use it on corners and stuff. They're swinging on me.
Here with you. So that's them swing. 86, 100.
Doming, far right.
What's you?
Get in the zone.
Yeah,
Stop.
Got her.
To give you a breakdown of also why I threw the bubble right there. So I threw the bubble on my feet because I know a squad is in front of me. I haven't taken that much damage yet. I was kind of holding my bubble. When I threw my bubble on my feet, through my ult, they're either going to run back or they're going to run forward because they're Wraith players here. So when I throw the dome, I then look over because
From
I
all the way over
can see,
there.
I can see like over the edge of stuff. So like we were having our little 1v1 essentially. But then that the other two team members had to walk forward into my bubble, but my two teammates were holding them out. And my Gibby ult is either pushing them back or pushing them forward.
It's probably
Either
a
one.
trap.
But it's like regardless, the Gibby bubble and the Gibby
just fly on
ult
his
combined
teammate.
is making them
Take their height.
force a fight that they don't want. The reason why you bubble is when I knew somebody was on the door. So as soon as I knew he was on the door, when I bubble, I don't bubble enough for him to shoot me. I bubble up enough to where I can play the door and I can also play back. But I'm able to play this little spot where I'm giving myself a guaranteed 1v1 against the Valkyrie. And I'm allowing this Wraith to either choose to res or to get up and push. But instead of like opening the door and shooting me like right away, there's a bubble there. So he has to stop resing and then push, or he has to just full commit and push. So you throw the bubble and you allow yourself to give that 1v1, that 1v2 while my team pushes up. But when I was able to kill the Valkyrie and I had that bubble there, he still couldn't shoot me unless he pushed my bubble because I could just play it. Giving enough space, again, only using a portion of my bubble. Like if I wanted to push this truck right here, what I would do is instead of throwing my bubble like inside, right? Or like right here, what I would do was I would throw my bubble at the front part of the truck. So that way the cone, like if I show you right here, if I throw it like right here, the cone part is just in the front. See what I mean? Like I could just kind of like play this. You can also throw it like right about here and the cone will be like half in. Another thing is too, is like, let's say there's somebody holding this, right? If there's somebody holding this door, what I would do is I would bubble up about right here. I don't have to bubble up all the way up on the door. I bubble up right here. This allows my dome. The dome would just be enough to be like this out spot. There's like this outskirts. So if his team wants to like hold the door with me, they can't, right? They would have to like be on top of the door, but they can't 3-2-1 unless they're standing on the door. They can't 3-2-1 one me. So we can kick the door pretty easily. And then once we kick, we have a few second window where he's going to back up, but then we can play that little bit of space in the dome and shoot them for free while they're running backwards because they can't shoot us unless they fight that little space.
Give me my shields to reach.
Paintball weapons.
Valkyrie's one there.
So with the dome, what I can do right now...
Bubble on that door. As soon as you get healthy.
Okay.
I'm going to grab into your bubble.
Do you say we're using that space in the bubble? And they have to back up now? Valkyrie cracked on me. He armor stopped to a fresh blue.
I'm pulling heady.
They're all sending. Yeah, if I had a PK, I'd kill them. It was bad. So when you throw the dome there, you see how immediately that little bit of space, I was able to walk up in that window, and then they immediately dropped back, and then I was able to hit that person for 75. The Valkyrie swung on the left side, which then if my teammate was there, we could have easily swung and killed the Valkyrie and then pushed on that left side and then wrapping around, but we weren't all there. We weren't all together. But it's just one of those things of like, that's what we do.
I don't know if that's on the
I'm walking to the other side. I'm almost on the first floor.
I'm sticking with Noko.
Yeah, I'll be able to get
I'm on the door. He's here. Almost cracked him. He domed. Oh, I pumped you. Popping a battery.
Crack. 50. Oh my god.
So the reason why I didn't use my dome is because I didn't want to essentially give the other team, like if let's say I'm here, right? There's a dome that's still protecting me. If I place a dome that's here now I'm giving them a dome to fight my team. So just because they were already fighting a dome, if I give them a fresh dome and I place it at my feet, there was nowhere that I could place my dome that doesn't help them. But if the dome disappears, it's now putting everyone at an even playing field on a 2v3 scenario where you don't give any advantage to the enemy team. So sometimes not throwing your dome is actually more helpful than throwing it in the first place.
Toss my armor.
There's no benefit to me throwing it at all.
Already on that kid.
I give it all to them. I'm going.
I'm grabbing them up.
Crack two.
Oh, as soon as you get here.
Cracked another one.
I keep using my grapple.
Hey, quit it! All dead. That's me.
Sorry, I had to...
It's octane.
Oh, shit.
Bubble. Wait, you don't have to drop. Drop! Oh my god!
Oh, no.
Stay left.
One's dropping. It's a portal on the left. No, pussy.
Go.
70 on me.
You can play underneath.
Yeah.
Almost cracked blood.
There's no way they grief their game for... Oh, wait, it's the last team. I'm stupid.
It is.
I was like, there's no way they grief their game for this. They're the fucking last. Yeah.
Here. Wait.
I don't vault yet. I need an accelerant, though. Give me an accelerant, bro. Or give me a hold again. Wait, right there on the left. Push.
Wait, you jump.
Gibby.
The Wraith is nowhere to be found.
108 on Gib.
We're good. We have to fight him. I'm doming up. Wraith is underneath us. One died.
You got the zone.
Alive. I'm gonna give you all left.
Raining down some destruction.
Yeah, give me dome.
He's right here. I'm just gonna hold this angle.
Yep, hold that info. I got the truck.
Raid's on top of the rock.
He's playing towards you.
I'm bubbling up on him.
132.
Knocked him. Nice.